Hi there, this is Cole, here with more Hexcrank Live, continuing and likely finishing Penumbra Overture. This music is kind of loud, so let's continue and I can talk about this. Yes, continue from last save. Here we go. So we are playing as Phillip. He has followed a trail of clues left behind by his father, Howard. Get it? To a strange mine in Greenland. Last episode, we went through kind of the upper two layers, learning that this place is abandoned, there are monster dogs everywhere. There's a strange man named Red who is speaking to me very strangely. The end of the last episode had me being chased by a gigantic worm that insta-killed me. Just a bunch of stuff. Oh, also the spider tunnel. We encountered that last time as well. So there are kind of four major areas, four major hubs in this game, and I am now starting up on the third. To proceed, I need to open up this door over here. And it's going to be a timed run beyond just a shitload of spiders that have taken over this part of the compound. So they're going to hatch and start coming after me. Is there anything worth grabbing? Okay. Big eggs, scary eggs.
With my remaining ear to the ground, I hear your trembling Tootsies padding towards their final destination. Things come to those that wait, whether they want them or not, and soon I think your wait will be over. The great metal door in reality is calling you, just as the Reaper beckons me forward. I look forward to finally greeting you. I only hope I need not greet the Reaper man first.
And that is Red. Strange man, strange diction. He talks about his memory is eroding. And also he has kind of these violent mood swings. And I hear a dog, so I better get busy moving, or I will be entirely preoccupied with dying. Let's see. I'm right there. Tool storage seems like as good a place as any to go first, so let's try that. Okay, I will need a code to open that up. To get into Section C. To find Company L, but they smell. Never seen so many sacks. Huh, that was a weird thing. Alright. Tool storage cannot be a bad place to begin. Hey, Cascaboom, what it is? Alright, bolt cutters, good. And screwdriver, also good. Let's see if there's anything on top of these shelves. Yo, Andrew. Yeah, I'm real excited. I believe I'm adopting a cat on Monday. I just went out and got all of the stuff. litter box, food, litter, some toys. Hey there, Lord of Goats. Yeah. So the cat that I want, and God, I'll feel terrible if she's gone when I go to get her. I've gone to visit her 3 times. She is a gray American Shorthair. She has gray American Shorthair. Has kind of a blue tint to her too, with very, very striking eyes. Her name is Greta. She's about a year old. Just kind of a wiry, gray, pretty cat. And, oh, that's a dog. That's gonna come get me. And yeah, she was, I believe the story is, she belonged in a home. Uh-oh! But she got bitten by a dog, so she had to be forfeited for her own safety. Oh no. I don't know what area I ran into, but there we go. Yeah, she had to be forfeited for her own safety. She immediately caught my eye because she was very pretty, and I was looking for a gray cat anyway, for aesthetic reasons. And when I went to go look around, when I went to see, she was like the only cat who like came right up to the bars, but didn't come up to the bars to like bat at me or like meow at me or whatever. She just kind of wanted to sit by the bars and rub her cheeks on my hand. So yeah, okay. I need to stop thinking about that cat and start thinking about going forward in this game. So we've got these crushers here, and I need to press the buttons in such a way that it'll raise them up. Cascaboom asked, does this mean that we will get a sidekick to the Roars emote? Possibly. I want to get Pocket in there, and I want to get Roars. I'm not sure how many emotes we get is the thing. There we are. I have no idea what the logic is of those buttons. So. But yeah, once I get once I get her, if I get her, there will be photos.
Only the engraving etched in the back of my mind can compare to the sight you must be seeing. Now power has returned. I wish I could be there with you, but circumstances do not allow for such frivolities. Maybe soon there is something you can do about that. But tell me, are there upper belted conveyances now churning in the rock room? I think I know where they lead. It is some kind of heaven or a utopia.
You're more optimistic than me, Red. Oh yeah, those worms are burrowing in here, making big old holes in the rocks. Yeah, it was fun buying toys, like buying cat toys. But I'm out of my depth, like picking food or picking litter. I just kind of had to make my best guess. Okay, I need to send. What I did there was I needed to send something along this conveyor belt. It's going to come out up there and actually knock that ladder down. So now we wait. Okay, I get 3 emote slots. Yeah, I'm rescuing her from the Humane Society. Is where I'm getting her from. She's already spayed and neutered and up to date on vaccinations and stuff. And I will get her caught up on shots when I take her to the vet for the first wellness check, for the getting to know a vet visit.
We are now such good and lasting friends. I have gifted you with my love. Perhaps you could gift me with something. After all, the laws of politeness would be shattered if you were to appear at my party without a gift. Poor Red is so hungry. He could eat both the horse and the young, rippling stable hand. Sadly, pony flesh is so hard to come by in these parts, and man meat is just so bland. If your eyes happened upon a scurrying rodent, would you deliver the crunchy feast by way of a final meal?
Yeah, so he wants to eat rodents. Good. Alright. This is going to take me to a puzzle that, quite frankly, is kind of some bullshit. Get ready to watch me die over and over again. I always knew that I would be cooked to death. Ah! Man meat is just so bland, Red says. God, I hate this. Ah. Yeah, this is extremely video gamey. Ah, god damn it. Extremely video gamey. Doesn't fit into the world at all. It's not scary. Yeah, I was trying to watch the patterns ahead of me. Because it's so hard because of the angle to actually see to actually see what the safe zones are beyond, you know, what's close. Okay, that was my mistake. Okay, yay, I did it. Teach you how it feels. Alley-oop. So yeah, I just kind of ran here out of necessity because of the dogs chasing me. I'm not sure where it's going to spit me out. Okay, I am in shaft 12. Let's see what's going on down here. Okay. A freshly constructed wall. And the mortar is still wet. Alright, so I think I would be better served by using the bolt cutter. Snip them chains. That moved very unnaturally. Oh, it's a lab. Scientific journals and such. A close-up view on some kind of worm. Okay, Copenhagen Post. December 1970. A worker at the Northwestern Iron Mine, Greenland, is missing, presumed dead, as of midnight last night. Locals fear foul play. Mining now forms the largest single industry in Greenland. At 16 years old, the Northwestern Iron Mine is a relatively new part of a larger complex, which also includes a lead operation, and is built on the site of an older mine later converted into a military bunker and finally closed in 1952. The iron mine retains its excellent work record in spite of the recent disappearance of an as-yet unnamed worker. We have discovered that the man in question was a young laborer brought in from mainland Europe, possibly Denmark, and authorities on both sides of the strait are currently attempting to contact any family he may have left behind. The man disappeared 10 days ago, and the mine foreman has now exercised his power to declare him presumed dead. This decision, we are told, was not taken lightly. A full search of the mining operation was commissioned to no avail. Without the appropriate equipment or transport, the man could not have survived on the surface. Although superstition in Greenland has seen a decrease in popularity over the past years, some local inhabitants still claim that the land itself is cursed. This very paper ran a report almost 40 years ago to the day discussing high suicide figures in the area, but findings at the time were considered to be inconclusive. Written by Lars Jensen, the most Nordic name possible. A cohort, a man with no name. It is he who opens the gateway to hell. A grin on his face, he is terrible indeed. He watches the men writhe and turn. Still, Father looks on, something vital in his hand. It's me. I'm inside that box. Hey there, Zach. What up? Huh. They're doing dissections on either very large worms or baby versions of the extremely large worms. I'm a science. I better wash that. I dropped it on the floor. There we go. Somebody pooped in the sink. God, I'm a child. Okay, it's locked. Okay, I need some kind of paper. They want me to use something specific, I suppose. Ah, there we are. You ready for this? I recommend you get ready for this. From the debris, I'd say something huge broke into the room not too long ago. There's blood and slime everywhere. Yeah, and there's a habitat for those worms. Slugs are clinging to the walls. Yeah, so those worms got out of here. They got out of here somehow. Blood is deep, lonely, alone. Was this red? Here we go. Professor, these are the biomedical journals of Dr. J. Peters, MSc, PhD, completed between the so-and-so and so-and-so, recreated with the permission of the Mining Corporation, replication of selected extracts left at the disposal of mine foreman. The genus Rhyacophilia, commonly known as the gray rockworm. The aim is to investigate the abnormal presence of the caddis in the Greenland rock. Is immediately stunned at the sheer volume of fauna that finds its way of life down here. Despite the conditions, in general, one would assume that species whose natural habitat is past a certain depth would find the intrusion of human activity too great a threat to remain in place. However, almost the exact opposite seems to be the case in this instant. It is curious that certain areas of the mine appear to be entirely without life of any kind, and yet other, deeper areas are teeming. And were the situation permitting, I would embrace the opportunity to commit further time to the study of these organisms. However, the purpose of my stay here shall continue to be the genus Rhyacophilia. Me. Ah, finally some writing paper. Look at me, just using up the pages to scrawl down whatever comes into my head. Ha! What is this stuff anyway? Some kind of research paper? No matter. It is paper all the same. I can finally record what's been happening down here for, I suppose, about a year now. It must be near the end of 2001 by now. Huh, I wonder when Christmas was. No matter. Too tired to write now. We'll rest a little first. Professor. Samples collected. The collection has been easier than anticipated, etc. They are so abundant as to make keeping them out far more challenging than containing them. They are all of healthy size. We have 3 adults. We have 2 infants. Me. I've been down here 2 days now. Was meaning to record events every day, but was too busy securing the area. I've used some supplies from the old mining system to wall myself in here. It seems as safe a place as any, so those things should at least stay put for a little while. To that end, seems I've had a pretty lucky stumbling here. All this old research is about something similar to what's been hunting me ever since I escaped the shelter 4 days ago. Don't get me wrong, after what they did to me back there, I'd rather be facing anything else. And after almost a year of fighting for our lives, we didn't really stand a chance anyway. I don't know how many are left inside. But this is good. These notes might have some way to fight the things, the rockworms that followed me here. I don't know how they knew I was coming, or how they managed to follow me in the dark, but maybe I can work that out now. I found some old newspaper clippings. I guess they're referring to this mine. I had no idea that it was so old, so big. I can see now why they built that facility here in the first place. A lot of history buried down here. It worries me though. We've been resting all of our hopes of rescue on one of these scientists who escaped right near the start of it all. He got out almost as the chaos began, so we figured he might have made it out and brought help. But maybe me and him are due the same fate. I must record what's been going on, give the world the answers it needs so it doesn't fall prey to what's been released down here. But first, I need to worry about myself, find a way out of here, and work out how to kill these worm things. Yeah, the worms have 3 senses: taste, smell, and an extremely sensitive sense of touch. Me. He's wrong. They have no sense of smell. Today, I attempted to distract him with a concoction I found laying around, but to no avail. However, it does seem that they detect movement via vibrations, which would explain how they can see in the dark. Damn. There's almost no way to escape them down here. I'm on their territory now. Lifespan is 3 days and counting. I can still hear them outside the wall. As an extra precaution, I've locked myself in the smaller study area, connected to the main lab room. If they get through that wall, I doubt this door will stop them, but it's better than nothing. Barely. Yeah, lots of notes about these things. It is the 5th day today, and I swear that they have begun to surround my location. I can't tell whether or not they have breached the wall, but I'm certain they've entered whatever area surrounds this room. The future looks increasingly bleak. I intended to record here the events of the past year, in the hope that perhaps what occurred could be contained or driven away. Now I realize I could write all I wanted. No one would ever make it down here to read it. So why write this now? Good question. I have no answer. All I do know is I'd rather take my own life than die at the jaws of these hideous monsters. I have tied a noose. These monsters may feed on my corpse, but they won't take my life. Yeah. Poor dude. So something went wrong in the facility down toward the bottom. And toward the bottom of this mine. And he either was cast out or escaped on his own.
While you hunt for those delicate, melt-in-your-mouth mousy morsels, there are places you should not go, for fear of death. The Reaper lives here, just like you and I. And just like you and I, he must ingest the living flesh of those less fortunate than him. There is a small place that I do not want you to visit, even on your holidays, because it is dark and evil place that I've been. When the darkness has overwhelmed my small decaying mind, some bad things flowed from my mind, and through my pen, the brilliant blue ink itself seemed to turn to blood into my grace. And by the way, should you turn peckish, red is at its finest sautéed with a little engine oil.
Okay. That black light that I found down there is going to be important. Let's... those worms. They are monsters, they are not dogs. They are monsters, they are not dogs. They are monsters, they are not dogs. Okay, I want to find Shaft 13. Nope, he got me. Hey there, Salt Ranger, thank you. Batter up. Okay. So the pathway further in is quite blocked. And now I am trapped. This is fine. Hi, Prince Robot. Ruh-roh. Shit. No, they're coming. That's right. Run. Okay. Lots of lockers. Whoa. Oh no, he's stealing my chair. That was the good chair. The other chair's squeak. Put it back. It's not even the right size. Okay. 24th of February, 1972. I write this note in the knowledge that it may well serve as my last will and testament. Myself and 3 other miners have been trapped beneath the main shaft to the surface for what we believe to be 3 days, but with no daylight and increasing dehydration, it's impossible to tell. The only thing keeping us alive is the hope that there could be a rescue team already on its way. We were all so positive at the start, but that seems so long ago now. Whoa! Didn't realize that was a possibility. Oh. I think I need to find a way to block that entryway. That'll work. And I'm out of batteries.
Unless my friends lie somewhere near you now. A friend to me is a friend indeed. But a friend that's dead is a poor conversationalist. May they rest in pieces, ruptured and decomposing pieces.
Red has no mercy. Uh-oh. Shit. Fuck that. No. Had to get one last one in, didn't you? Fuck! Oh no! What kind of bullshit checkpointing is that? Okay, I can read that. Okay, let's see here. Renton was the first to crack sometime during the first night. We all just lay there trying to sleep through the sound of his wailing and sobbing, trying to pretend his problems weren't our own, and that he was weak for having given up so soon. The fact was, he was dealing with the situation pretty realistically. Our chance of survival gets smaller every hour. Since then, he hasn't said much, but the despair that gripped him seems to have spread through the rest of us like a cancer. We were such fools to ignore the foreman, and he paid for that with his life. When he started putting security code locks on all the doors, we thought he was crazy. There's only us down here after all, so why should we need codes to get access to places we're all allowed to go? He gave us all code sheets, made us swear to keep them safe. Huh. Mine hasn't left my logger more than once. It's still there. Doesn't get much safer than that. We asked him who we were keeping them safe from, but he never said. It was a pain in the ass, it was a pain in the ass is what it was. I had to trek all the way to that crazy biologist's office to the mining room this morning just to check the code for Section C. But he obviously knew something about these mines we didn't. Some of the guys started acting weird. Not crazy weird, just not normal. That didn't stop a couple of them from being carted off to mainland Europe for psychiatric help. It was no one I knew well, until the incident 3 days ago. We were in chemical storage when one of the guys who had seemed pretty straight just started shouting. It wasn't a normal kind of shouting. I'm not any kind of wordsmith, so I just don't know how to describe the noises that he was making. We'll just have to stick with not normal. Anyway, he managed to hurt a couple of guys, damage some equipment before we got him under control. Nothing serious. When we released him, he seemed okay. phased, but alright. Didn't really know where he was. Faraway look in his eyes. That look. I'll remember that for the rest of my days, even if there aren't that many more of them. His pupils weren't dilated, they just seemed to take up more space than should be possible. Black and horrible. Then he snapped and grabbed up one of the high-rated explosive packs. We knew what he intended, saw it in his eyes. Those that could made a run for it, but the guy was already bearing down on the foreman. He didn't have a chance. There were 5 of us who made it out to the exit shaft. Only 4 survived the explosion. The elevator shaft collapsed in on us, and now it's anyone's guess how many are still trapped down there. The last thing that I saw was those eyes. Seemed like they were staring at me and me alone. Okay, so to get into Section C, I need to find the code sheet that he is referring to. Ah, there we go. Okay, that note has stuff and invisible writing on it. So I need to go back to shaft 12. Go into the lab, the bio lab, and examine the note under the black lights that they have there. It's the kind of magic you do with a hammer in a dark place. Yeah, no batteries. One 1371. So let's go back over to Section C. That should be the way forward. Yeah, I'm excited to start up Black Plague next week. Oh, and it's also cool because I'm not going to be traveling for Thanksgiving. I'll actually be able to stream on the holiday weekends. That hasn't really been the case in the past, so... Oh, shit. Yeah, here he comes. I think my dog is sick.
Really, the hunger is becoming rather uncomfortable here. How far away are you? You cannot be far. I am held captive by a wall of stone in the northeast of the mine.
Damn it. Where you at, buddy? No, he's like right there.
Really, the hunger is becoming rather uncomfortable here. How far away are you? You cannot be far. I am held captive by a wall of stone in the northeast of the mine. As in any drama, there are many roles to be played. You must act the scientist in mixing potions, act the renegade in plots of destruction. On your travels for the tools with which you will fashion my rescue, you may discover the place of my last meal. Be careful. The shiny, solid floor of water is not as solid as it seems. Poor Red was almost swallowed whole. The two foolsy men who plummeted into my domain have long since departed, though not I expect from whence they came. I ate ravenously of biped meat that day, but Red promises feasting only began when the men became pungent, when the stench of life had gone, and only the sweet aroma of decay remained.
I ate of biped meat. So, ape? Yeah, ape. Okay. I think the lake, he mentions a lake. So I might just need to go there. I forget, like, the right order to do this. But the lake is a cool short story. So yeah, Red turned to cannibalism, but he is trying to assure me, no, I will not eat you when you come here. I only ate the body of one of those people who fell into the... Don't run. Whoa. Okay, got one of them down. Okay, Lake Utakak. Uh-oh. No, 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 no. Oh, jeez. Yeah, he's gonna need to be dealt with.
Really, the hunger is becoming rather uncomfortable here. How far away are you? You cannot be far. I am held captive by a wall of stone in the northeast of the mine. As in any drama, there are many roles to be played. You must act the scientist in mixing potions, act the renegade in plots of destruction. On your travels for the tools with which you will fashion my rescue, you may discover the place of my last meal. Be careful. The shiny, solid floor of water is not as solid as it seems. Poor Red was almost swallowed whole. The two foolsy men who plummeted into my domain have long since departed, though not I expect from whence they came. I ate ravenously of biped meat that day, but Red promises feasting only began when the men became pungent, when the stench of life had gone, and only the sweet aroma of decay remained.
Cool. Well, here's that last meal. Old flare and some painkillers in a backpack over a puddle of blood. Finally, something younger than me. Okay. Last Will and Testament of Joe Freeman. Final thoughts. 10/10/2000. I, Joe Freeman, would like to leave all my personal belongings to my sister, May, in the knowledge that she will distribute them wisely. We always used to say, better to die young than to never live at all. I guess we're going to get our wish. I know enough about survival to realize I won't be surviving much longer. Jono, my buddy, I just don't know. My left leg is broken in 3 places, and I suspect I may also have shattered my pelvic bone. 3 hours ago, after we had set up camp, Jono set off to find some usable timber for the fire. When he got back, he was very excited. I couldn't work out what it was that had got him so agitated, but I went along with it all the same. I should have recognized the signs. Soon after, he got worse. He jumped me when I turned away, burying my face in the snow, trying to suffocate me. I still don't know what he found in the ice to so enrage him. Lucky for me, the ground gave way and we both fell. I landed hard on the ice and desperately clawed my way onto more solid ground. I was running on adrenaline, didn't notice the pain. I just knew that if I was going to die, I didn't want it to be in the frozen water beneath me. When you fall into a frozen lake, you don't just drown or freeze to death. Your whole body seizes up from the cold. Every instinct tells you to swim for the side, but your body won't let you. You gradually dip under the surface, your last breath expelled when you fell. But you don't drown there and then. Your body shuts everything down, survives on what strength you have left. You can last for an hour, just floating there, slowly dying. So now I'm lying here, my soaked Gore-Tex slowly freezing me in place. Me on one side of the lake, Jono trapped on the other. I'm worried about him. From what I can see, from the side, his arm is dislocated and his shoulder blade fractured and his wrist broken. I can't hear anything he yells, but he looks to be constantly muttering to himself, testing the ice with a crowbar from his pack. I don't know how he can stand the pain, or where his strength is coming from, but at any rate, something strange happened to him. Fortunately for me, he can't cross the ice. It'll give way under his weight. The only way to cross would be to carefully spread your weight evenly across the surface, and he looks to be in too much of a rush for that. There's a lot of drugs in my system right now. I have another bottle of painkillers. There's enough to finish the job. I always said I'd rather die pushing the boundaries than drift away in my sleep. I guess I didn't mean that after all. I'd rather gently slip away than die cold or bleeding. So yeah, his partner Jono went mad. He was only able to crawl that far before he started freezing. Okay, so I need to cross that lake. So I need to use this shed to spread my weight and do a caterpillar walker. I don't know what you call this. I'm trying to get over there because that note mentioned a crowbar. And if this game has taught me anything, extremely mundane tools are extremely useful. Zach says it's like very sedate first-person platforming. I'm happy they didn't put a monster in here for me to deal with. What's that sticking out of the ice? Oh, Jono. He died angry, holding his crowbar up, victorious. This Gore-Tex glove is high-tech, modern stuff. I really hope there's not a body attached, though. Jesus, what a way to go. Yeah, I need that crowbar from him. All right. Let's see here. I forget if there are notes that Jono left. No, he was pretty well out of his mind on the hallucinogen. Hey there, Bust a Move. It's a little bit of a bummer to have to do it the entire way back. What is that over there? Oh, it's a... It's like a weird little cutaway. I imagine I can't even walk on that, so I'm not going to try. So there's another way to get across that seems way more precarious. The ice will only crack if you move too fast on it. So it's possible just to walk very slowly across it, which seems like a terrible idea. Okay. All right, let's go up to chemical storage. Okay. Chemical storage, that's where I need to go. Oh, shit. Alright. We're gonna need to use that explosives manual one last time. Here it comes. Okay. That bought me, like, just a little bit of time. Fuck. Oh, it's like right behind me. Yep, no, that worm coming. Oh, no! Come on. It got me. Oh no, I'm dead. Oh, I fell into the acid. You feel really good when you pull this off. Uh-oh. Ah. Here it comes. Yeah. What? I didn't take any time to do that at all. Ah, jeez. Okay, this time is it. Okay, this time is it.
My brain can barely imagine the feats of action man like heroics you must be performing to save old Red. I am waiting so close now for you to blow down the walls of my earthbound prison cell and release me from this mortal coil.
Okay. Yeah, Red wants me to kill him. He's not really making a lot of secrets of that. Oh god, I'm talking like him. Okay. I believe I have plundered all of the chemicals from this area. Okay, magnesium, calcium, barium, chloride, phosphorus, sodium. Okay, I have all of the chemicals from the room. Alright, I think I can get to the end game. Let's see here. I need to follow... Where are we at? We're up here, chemical storage. I'm right there. I need to get to the incinerator. I needed the crowbar from the lake to open that door.
Where are you, my shiny knight? Have you really made it this far? I wait, and yet the pot never boils. I remain trapped in my den of iniquity. Perhaps the gods have toyed with me once more. Sentenced me to yet more years in this place of eternal nightlight. But now, maybe my ill advice has ended you. Have you rung death's doorbell? Please don't leave poor Red all alone once more, like all the others.
Okay, Red's back there, and he's trapped behind the cave-in. Let's go over to this lab, which is beyond this void. I wish I wasn't out of batteries. Oh, weird. Okay, this is where I'm gonna mix up the good stuff. I don't need pills, I need batteries. Battery drawer. Let's see. All right, I need to look at my notes. Find the explosives book, and it's going to be at the very end. Armstrong's mixture. Armstrong's mixture is included in this book as more of a point of interest than as a viable chemical mix. The formula exists as somewhat of a legend in modern pyrotechnics, referenced by those knowledgeable enough to stay away from it as death mix. Its incredible volatility make it unsuitable for almost all potential applications. Materials required are red phosphorus and barium. This mixture can be carefully and slowly mixed to minimize the risk to the chemist. Sulfur can substitute for some or all of the barium to slightly decrease sensitivity. So phosphorus and sulfur. What do I have here? I need to check that note again, too. Magnesium. Okay, so the B is barium. P is phosphorus. Buh? Weird. Okay, there we go. So here's what we have to do. I need to get that all the way... This is gonna suck. I need to get that all the way back to that cave-in without bumping it into anything. And it is a physics object. Okay, one of these jumps is going to be a real bear. Oh, I accidentally bumped it into the wall. Oh, I died like I lived in smoldering pieces. Okay. Fuck. I just wanted to see if I could throw it. I don't even know what I did wrong there. It might be easier if I light a flare before I pick up this extremely volatile substance. Maybe that'll help me see some surfaces. Okay, the trick is that is a really high jump. Yay! Just nestle that bad boy right in there. Alright, gotta run, gotta run, gotta run, gotta run, gotta run, gotta run. Hey there, Natron. Alright, let's go meet Red. That's the metal door that he talked about. This door is different. It's newer than all the others. It must be where Red has been leading me. And it's locked. Hey there, Eric. You're tuning in right for the end, for the good part. Let's go find our dude. Bust-a-Move asks if I will be streaming the other games in the series. Yes, that is my plan.
Good evening. You actually came. There is much that should leave my throat box now, but words elude me. You came, you are so pretty, but I have been bad. The underworld already beckons me, so I suppose one further misdemeanor will change little. It is false pretension, and not guiding light with which I have led you here. I cannot give you the answers you want. You may wish to find what it is you seek, but that is a fiction. You cannot know what it is you sought through the vast leaden doorway, or else you would seek anything else in the world. No, the key stays with me in here, so the life that has led me, horrible as it may be, is better still than the life that waits for you, hungry behind those doors. As replacements go, you shall be admirably abnormal. But you must wonder why this metal burning chamber is talking to you in the voice you knew only as Red. For it is I, your companion, residing within. You see, I have waited for this day so many years. They won't let me die. They have parts of my head are not my own, and I cannot take my life. It is against the rules. Please, the pain has gone on for so long. All I wanted was a friend, but now the time for chit-chats and marshmallows by the fire is ended, and I hope that soon so shall my life. I have knocked on the death's door for so long. Please, let him invite me in for tea.
So yeah, there's some important stuff in there. He says, as a replacement, I will be admirably abnormal. That he cannot leave and cannot die. That is against the rules. They will not let him die. They inside. Him out here guarding the gate. There's kind of a one in, one out thing. And the only way forward... Why would Red want me to kill him? Why like this? What can I do? The only way forward to get the answers that I need to figure out what my father was leading me to, even in his death, well, I gotta burn him up, because that's what Red wants. The parts of his mind that are not his own cannot control me the way they can control him, so... Have some dignity, Red. Red, I'm so sorry. Whatever happened to you down here, it's over now. Ashes, all that remains of my only friend down here. Rest in peace, buddy. So the door requires electricity. I can't get through it, but I can use Red's key to open this door. Let's see what made him tick, because we're going to get into his home. Poor Red. I'm so sorry. You're at peace now. Get out! Red. Head is hurting, please. Let me die. Liberty or death. Drawings of nooses. So, he was a bookworm. Lots and lots of books. Where did Red scavenge all of these from? There's everything from survival manuals to the collected works of Shakespeare, Kant's Ethics. If this was how he spent his time, no wonder he spoke so strangely. He must have led a lifetime of misunderstanding. So this is how he talked to me. I can see Red now sitting here, guiding me. I probably wouldn't be standing here now if it wasn't for him. Why did he have to leave me down here alone? Red's got some pin-up girls, but all the eyes are blacked out. Leaving out how Red managed to catch and kill this thing, it's clearly inedible. Poor guy must have been close to starving to death. There's his mattress. He had one of the artifacts. The chains on his arms are visible now. Not there out of choice. Father looks on aghast. He clutches some notes, shaking hands. He knows what has come. What the man has released. The only one who can stop it, Howard, knows the real fear. More of this. Yeah. Red's toilet. No wonder he was getting hungry. What a final meal, rationed slugs. Knowing Red, perhaps he enjoyed them. Yeah, he raised slugs to eat them. Electrics may be running out to the door. Okay, that disengages the lock. Yeah, also, I should probably light a flare for this. Red very clearly wanted to kill himself. How many hours did he spend with his neck in his with his neck in the noose? Just trying to end it all. Yeah. And his story gets sadder if I can find the note. Oh, here. My dearest friends, how are you? I am as well as can be expected. I have some sad news, though. A few days ago, there was some kind of collapse, and some of the ceiling of the cave fell in on me. What scares me is that I was in an off-limits part of the mine. They may not look for me here, but if they do, and they find me, I will be in so much trouble. But I don't think I'll have to worry about that because I'm not sure I'll be getting out of here. I don't mind so much. I've been working in the mine for about 3 weeks now, and I'm really proud that I can send money home, but it's pretty tough work, and so far, you're the only person that's really been nice to me. Plus, I have some nice company down here. There's some friendly, kinda creepy crawlies, and some books I brought from home that I was taking to the rec room. If you think about it, I was really quite lucky I had all the stuff with me. Otherwise, I'd be bored stiff. As it is, I have Shakespeare, Bronte, Nietzsche, perfect bedtime reading. Although I suppose I might be trapped here long enough that I have to read them twice. I always used to ask my mom how long people survive without food and things. I read how some people can survive underwater for over 5 minutes, and some people last in the desert for weeks. But she always said that you had 3 minutes of air, 3 days of water, etc. I suppose I'll probably find out soon enough. I guess if I had to, I could find food around this place. Like I said, there's all sorts of creatures here, but they're better off as my friends than as lunch. I wonder whether I shall starve to death or go crazy first. Neither sounds too much fun, I guess, but if I had to choose, I'd say I'd want to go mad. It sounds like an adventure. Tom Redwood, proper mine worker, December 1970. Age 14. So, Red's name was Tom Redwood. He came here in 1970 at age 14 to work in the mine, and he has been trapped down here in this little area behind that collapse I just cleared out. Yep, for 30 years. 14, eating rats, making friends with bugs, and reading his books. Always reading his books. His mind hijacked by some force he couldn't understand, forced to be here and occupy the gatekeeper space. So let's see what he was guarding. Hey there, Alex. It's going just fine tonight. I need some kind of lever to open this up. Crowbar time. As I stepped into the mouth of the underground facility, there should have been questions, fears, doubts running through me. Instead, I was torn in two. Part of me, I felt, had died, along with my only ally and friend. His final words had raised more questions than they answered, and I couldn't get his screams for help out of my head, despite knowing deep down that the pain I had caused Red was, itself, all the help I could have offered him. I was alone again, but I had nothing to do other than press on into the unknown. If I'd felt so bad about Red, I should have listened to him and stayed where I was. I would trade his fate 100 times for my own. The other side of me was looking forward to what might await my continued journey. I felt sure that I would soon find some clue or other to my father's fate, and that he was inextricably linked to everything that was happening. I also couldn't help but suspect that everything I had seen up until that point was just symptomatic of whatever lay beyond the threshold. I know now that I was right. So yeah, this is new, well kept. Welcome to The Shelter, established in 1973. 4 of the elevated cast, 6 chief staff, 39 lower cast, and 8 temporary. Population of 57. We have key members: Overseer, the Chemist, Construction Unit Chief Xeno Officer, TBA. The last one died in 92. Those were the people who were investigating the mysterious substance laced through the rocks. Excavation Unit, Technology Unit, Away Team. The Chief Translator is Howard Lafresque, 1973 to present. And it was last updated, well, not that long ago. Howard. Yeah, that's Dad. He's the Chief Translator. That's where he's been. He didn't die, he just went underground. Please have your identity documents ready. Exit. All that time spent entering and I find the exit sign. There's a figure down there. And down I go. With that, the man who had first descended into the mine was no more, and so began my next chapter. To be continued next week with Penumbra Black Plague. Thank you, everybody, for watching me go through this. If you want to hear more collected thoughts on what goes on in this, you can listen to the recent Watch Out for Fireballs we did about Penumbra Overture. I have not played Penumbra Black Plague or Requiem. I did this so I could get a running start toward those. I really appreciate you watching. If you want to support my streams and my retrospectives and such, go to patreon.com/hexcrank. Otherwise, follows and subscriptions on Twitch and subscriptions on YouTube, they make me happy. Alex asks, have you seen this Witch Hunter game on Steam? It seems up your alley. No idea of quality, though. I have not seen it, but I'll look at it. I'll look at it after I quit here. Cool. Well, I'm going to go to bed. I've got a long day of work tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be back on Friday. If you are in the U.S. and celebrating Thanksgiving, please be quiet. Or not, please be quiet. Please be safe and have safe travels and all of that. Awesome. Take care.